typically start out with the overhead press. My warm-up is 45 pounds, which I'm typically able to do for about 15 times, and then I move on to 55 pounds, which I'm able to do for 8 reps. You see that I'm keeping my grip loose so I'm not straining my wrists, but typically it makes life a lot easier to just keep it loose in your hands. The next thing we did was a clean and press, which is just something we were experimenting with. We get still that nice press at the top, really activating our delts, but it is a full body exercise. So typically I stick with things that I'm just really isolating my delt, but I wanted to experiment with this just sort of as a burnout. And while this plays for a little bit longer, you'll see me doing the clean and press for a bit more. I want to talk about how I've really grown my delts, and it's been a body part that I've always loved to train. Delts is my favorite muscle group to train. I absolutely love it, and I love the burn, but it has been sticking to the main movements. So it's been sticking with the standing overhead press, the sitting overhead press. Bent arm lat raises have been my 3 staple movements, and just really getting that burn going to the point where I can't even tie my hair. And then of course feeding myself post-workout, but these staple movements have really grown my delts. So as far as face pulls, as far as the things that you sort of go lighter on, I don't tend to do those. I tend to, like I said, really stick with the main movements. I do these movements for 5 sets: the sitting overhead press, the standing overhead press, and lateral raises. And then I will add other things in as I see fit. Like here, this clean and press is not a staple movement, but you do want to get that full workout where you're doing multiple exercises. So here we have the sitting overhead press, where I'm using 30-pound dumbbells, and my typical rep range for this is about 8 to 12 reps. At this point I'm pretty tired, so I think I got in 8 the first set, and then it kind of went down to 7. And you see Maddie doing it. She was also very tired at this point. We had really burnt ourselves out. That's why I really love shoulders so much, is because it is such a small muscle group. So training it is such a challenge to really isolate it and to spend a full hour, a full 20 sets working on them. It's an amazing feeling that literally while I'm working out, sometimes my shoulders will actually get hotter than the rest of my body. So here, this is my favorite, my absolute love. This is the bent arm lat raises, or Delt Abductors. And here I really like to challenge myself. I use 20-pound dumbbells, which is the way I oftentimes see men use, but that's because many people don't push themselves here. I really believe in this exercise. I do this variation instead of the conventional lat raise because I feel like I'm able to go heavier, and I get most activation in my delts and less pressure on the joints. The last exercise that we did was the cable lat raise. Also, another thing I want to bring up is that training shoulders can be awfully dangerous, so be careful. And as far as certain exercises like front raises, really be careful and try to stay light, because these are really hard on the rotator cuff and you can end up tearing it. And also you want to make sure that your form is on point as you push up in weight, because like I said, there is so much risk for injury, so be careful, guys. What's up, YouTube? Today is going to be my first transition, my 1-month cut, where I will be buckling down and really cutting that last 5 pounds off. But let me tell you right now, my body and my muscles are so full. It's sort of awesome. Holy cow, my legs are looking big and my glutes are looking big. I have that to look forward to in the long term once my cut is officially over. So the way that I'm going to be thinking about this and to get through this cut is basically it's my time. It's my very limited time that I won't be enjoying certain foods, and my time to enjoy certain foods will be after it ends. I just have to stay committed for the short amount of time, because in the grand scheme of things, 1 month or however long your cut is, even if it's like 6 months, is not a long time in retrospect to the rest of your life. When it comes to making your goals, we have to prioritize that over our cravings, and I know it can be hard when other people are eating yummy foods around us. Time will come. It's been so hard for me to recommit to my cut because I've had so many cravings and I've been so hungry, like that kind of hunger that you can't really ignore. Just eating what I want, and then certain foods don't necessarily fit my macros. I do believe in flexible dieting when it comes to ice cream sandwiches and stuff that doesn't have a lot of protein in it. It's mostly fat and carbs and sugar. Not only do they spike my cravings, but it becomes very, very difficult to actually fit them in a way where I'm getting enough protein and I'm getting enough nutrients and stuff like that. So when you're cutting, it's the smarter thing to do is to be eating more nutrient dense food and to be eating higher protein, so you don't end up feeling really run down. It's possible to lose weight and eat really unhealthy food, but you're not going to be getting enough protein. You're not going to be getting your omega-3s, your nutrients, the things that you really need out of food. This stuff is the fundamentals of health, building muscle, staying lean, keeping your cortisol levels low, that kind of thing. I'm heading to the gym. I'm going to do some cardio. Yeah. So we did 20 minutes on the stair climb. I gained 5 pounds. Well, not necessarily 5, but I do believe I gained some weight while I've been eating like crap and whatever I want. I don't think it's the full 5, because in all reality, like I have stuff in my stomach and I'm wearing shoes and I have a crazy like butt pump. I'm like probably glyced out. I'm starting my cut today. And I want to enter a contest for bodybuilding.com. I want to go to the Olympia. I'm probably not going to win, but I want to go on a super shred. And so I'm going to at least try. I'm going to do before pictures. Anyways, how are you doing today?
I'm going to do the cut for the diet with you, but I won't be entering the contest.
I think you should enter. That would be so much fun if we did it together. We could submit our pictures. And if we went to the Olympia together, that would be the best. Okay, firstly, my arm is getting really sore holding this out. But so the Olympia is one of, because there's the Olympia and the Arnold, actually the biggest bodybuilding show. How Arnold Schwarzenegger got his name. It's in Vegas. If we won this competition, we'd get like a free hotel stay, we'd get our tickets covered, and we get our tickets to the show covered. And we get to be around the bodybuilding.com crew. So basically it would be a dream come true. If we win.
We don't win, do we still have to compete in the Olympia thing?
No, we're not competing in Olympia, you idiot. Okay, so the people who are competing in Olympia have not only competed on all competition levels, and they've won. So they've won nationals, they've won pros,
Okay, so we're
and
entering the contest
to go to the Olympia and watch the show, not to compete in the show. I think we should do it together. We could go back to your place and take bikini pics. And then it would give us motivation to cut. And even if we don't win.
How long would we have to do the cut for to submit the after? Because like if we
I don't know.
before photos today.
I don't know.
When does the competition close?
You just have to submit the before photos by July 2nd.
When is Olympia?
It's September 14th to 17th. So my birthday's on September 17th. Like the best birthday present ever. We could even do our after pictures sooner than after date. We could just do our cut for a month, really stick to it, and then take our after pictures.
How calories do you need to be eating on our cut?
Let's do 1,400 and let's do cardio every day. Lots of cardio. Okay, bye guys. I'm done filming. Alright, so here we are. I'm getting ready to take some pics for this competition return to Olympia. Just doing a shot in the dark here. Hopefully we have at least a standing chance, but we're gonna kill this cut, guys. We are gonna get real. I'm gonna say that today is the first day and the first video of our shred series. I'm gonna just wrap it up, talk a little bit about dieting, talk a little about motivation. I also want to talk about my plan as well. not cutting out the halo top. I can't ever see myself cutting out halo top. I was talking a little bit earlier about how when you're exposed to food and fighting off that temptation, it's about mindset. It's very important to realize that your time to eat that food is not now, and other people are able to eat that food because they're not dieting and you have goals. In retrospect, that little amount of time that you have to diet is not that long. Hunger can be really hard. I'm so guilty of breaking diet. My number one tip for that is find something to prep for. So whether it be a contest, whether it be set a deadline, ideally it's going to be for something. So it's not just like, I have to lose 5 pounds eventually, because it's like I can keep putting it off every day. Oftentimes, if you're breaking your diet, it's because really what's more important to you is feeding your hunger. You don't really care as much as you may think you care. And to what I was talking about before, it's oftentimes much easier if you're dieting for a reason, so you really feel motivated and you're not just dieting off that last 5 pounds because. For me, I was really falling off because I feel like I was losing sight of why I was doing it to begin with. I wanted to compete in a bikini competition. So for a long time I was really committed because I was in prep. So I decided I wouldn't be competing for mainly financial reasons, not because I felt like I couldn't get lean enough, feeling like I'm not ready, because I really do feel like I am ready to compete and I would love to compete right now. I just, like I said, I don't feel like I'm where I want to be financially yet. I would like to have a coach to get me through prep, and I would like to just have more resources in my corner if I were to go into something like a competition. My cat is like freaking out right now. Once I decided I wasn't going to be competing, I sort of fell off my diet. Well, okay, so the backstory is I bulked for 5 to 6 months and I put on a bunch of body fat. I put on some muscle. The plan was always to diet off that fat. After I decided I wasn't going to be competing, I fell off from the diet. I sort of forgot that I wanted to diet. So I put on a little bit of weight, and then shortly after that I got my blood back in gear. I got back on a diet, and then I fell off, and then I got back on, and so it's been on and off. I haven't given myself a deadline. I've just been like sort of like, yeah, whenever it comes off, it comes off. But that's actually proven suck more than just giving myself a deadline and going hard and then it being over, because I've drawn it out. Next time I'm going to learn from this. There are so many mental aspects that go into dieting. Aspects of like, how do I feel about myself? Like, why am I dieting? Am I dieting because I don't like my body? How do I like my body and diet at the same time? How do I like my body a lot and then not lose motivation because I like my body? How do I find that balance between liking my body and not like my body too much where I don't diet anymore? Like, there's just so many paradigms that go into this, and I think it's important to always love yourself. It's important not to beat your body up. So if you're feeling like really hungry and you're feeling like you're overworking, then it's not really self-love and that's not really self-care. So it's all about finding a balance. It's about loving yourself and being willing to change. And just because you're on a fat loss road, or you're on a building muscle road, or you have goals, or you want to make progress, that doesn't mean that you dislike yourself. You shouldn't beat yourself up. I don't think it's healthy to diet because you don't like yourself. I think that this should be a journey of self-betterment, of becoming your best self. Dieting is really hard, and that's why I want to do this series, because it's a big challenge and it's going to be a big mental challenge for me. I've been putting it off and I hate being hungry. I'm really excited to bring you guys on this journey with me, and I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up, and also I am doing a giveaway that will be over next Thursday, the Review Me giveaway. I will be giving away a personalized training plan, and all you have to do is, if you've already seen all these videos and you've seen my Instagram, leave a comment, slide into my DMs on my Instagram, LittleKittyFit, and give me a review. So whoever does the most in-depth review, be genuine, will get a free customized training plan. More info on my Instagram. I love you all, guys.